Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of The Intelligent Moron with Alex Silva. I'm here for you today on this glorious holiday, Thanksgiving. I'm here for the people. I'm here. Most podcasts, most TV shows, most things that you watch, most things that you're accustomed to having come out on the day at scheduled timing, and for some reason land on a holiday. Sometimes these programs take their liberties and their personal schedules and their time off, and will take the holiday off. Not me. This is for the people. This episode is for the people, for my beloved fans all across the globe that listen to this podcast. I am here on Thanksgiving. Those of you who do not know what Thanksgiving is, it is a holiday in America where families gather together around a table to eat turkey and watch football. And I am incredibly thankful for turkey and for football. For first and foremost, football, and of course, turkey, like I said before. And you know what? The fact that I'm on the air today made me think about, a couple things about this glorious American holiday that we celebrate called Thanksgiving. And I just want to talk a little bit about the defense of turkey and where we are in the defense of turkey, because there's a lot of people out there that don't like turkey, that find it disgusting, repulsive, nasty, not tasting good. I've never had good turkey, air quotes. I've never had good turkey. I've never had it prepared good enough. I've had it, oven roasted in a turkey roaster, in a fryer, and they've claimed that they've never had good turkey. Let me just tell you this. One, you're wrong. Turkey is incredibly delicious. I mean, you have turkey served in sandwiches, sliced turkey. You think that turkey is different from the turkey that you get on Thanksgiving? Sure, it's the one in your sandwich is cold. It's a cold cut. Yeah, sure. That's obvious. But it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing, and it's always delicious. Now, there's two types of meat in the turkey. There's a white meat and the dark meat. Now, I love both. I truly love both. But both are different, and their differences make each of them special in their own way. Number one, the white meat. White meat can be drier, can be a lot drier meat when it comes to eating turkey. Now, that's primarily the meat that we use in sandwiches. But if you're a good person, if you know how to make sandwiches, you're not just going to eat turkey and bread. That wouldn't be very ideal. That wouldn't be very smart. I don't think that anybody on this planet is going to go and get a slice of turkey and just put it in between two slices of bread. Now, that to me would be a little criminal. Because as much as I love turkey in sandwiches, and I really do, I love turkey in my sandwiches, truly do. I think that adding things into the sandwich, into the turkey sandwich, also enhance all of the flavors in that sandwich. Mayonnaise, mustard, cheese, lettuce, tomato, pickles, onions, maybe a little bit of oils and spices if you're like at a sandwich shop. That really enhances everything. That makes it a sandwich. You wouldn't just, eat it without any of that stuff, unless you were completely just boring and have a bad taste or a boring taste of food. Then sure, yeah, why not? My point is, yes, the turkey breast can be drier. It can be drier. It could be more on the dry side. But it always still, to me, tastes amazing. Especially when you got, mashed potatoes. You got stuffing. You have gravy. Green beans, corn, a dinner roll. Maybe if you're a freak, some cranberry sauce. Maybe some sweet potatoes. I don't know what else you get at Thanksgiving. Maybe you make like some kind of casserole. Maybe some macaroni and cheese. That all adds, I think, to the flavor of turkey. Also because turkey is also used as a delivery system while eating the Thanksgiving feast. At least this is how I view it. Like, especially white meat turkey. Sometimes, most times, I will have a fork full of turkey, and then as I'm on the plate, getting up, serving up my piece of turkey on my fork, I will take that piece of turkey, and I will, dance around the mashed potatoes. I will dance around the stuffing, the gravy. Maybe I'll put some, whatever else I got on there. Maybe put it in between a dinner roll, all that in a dinner roll, and make like a little sandwich like that. That, to me, is when white meat is utilized best. It's like, it complements all the other foods on the plate and truly makes it taste wonderful. At least in my opinion, it brings out all the flavors. It's like a combustion, an explosion of flavors that I think that everybody really loves. And if you haven't done that, right? If you're a person that doesn't allow your foods to touch other foods, shame on you. That's not right. Foods should be with every other type of food. All right, there's no division between foods. All right, we're in 2023. Enough is enough. I think that you should try to combine all these foods at Thanksgiving. It's quite remarkable. And also, there's an easy solution to dry turkey. Put gravy on it. Gravy is the universal lubricant that is used at Thanksgiving. You always have gravy, right? Even with mashed potatoes, you'll have gravy. Pour that on there, pour that on your stuffing, pour that on your turkey. There's no reason to complain at that point that your turkey is dry. Boom, I just fixed your problem. Put that on, enough is enough. And then stop whining about your turkey being dry. I don't want to hear it. I truly don't want to hear it. That, I think, is some good tips and tricks, I think. If you struggle with eating white meat turkey, if white ain't your thing, maybe put a little more stuff on there. Try it out. Combo it. Make up some combinations. Be like that little mouse from Ratatouille, who combines like a berry and cheese and all that, shoves it in his face, and just is like, fireworks are in his brain. Like, look what I did. Look what I created. It's delicious. Try that. Why not? You might like it. You might think that this is delicious, that this is an awakening of, I have been hating white meat turkey for most of my life, for most of my existence. I have been hating it. But I think that this revelation will surprise you. You will be able to consume all the turkey that you want give it a shot. Try it out. Now with dark meat turkey, dark meat to me is really good. But I don't normally take that turkey around the other courses. I don't. One, because the flavor of dark meat turkey is better than the flavor of white meat turkey. Much more flavor, much more tenderness. It's not as tough. It's a little greasier. It's a little bit more oily. So it's got the fats and oils from the bird that are just like on there. It absorbs it almost. And it has a but a little bit of a different flavor compared to the white meat turkey. Which, if you're a fan of it, I'm a fan. I normally eat it by itself. I don't normally take it around the course, but you can. I have done it in the past. It ain't bad, but I prefer like the white meat when it comes to the big bite, when it comes to the bite of all the, all the flavors and everything that's on your plate. To me, that's golden. That's golden. That right there, chef's kiss, is perfect in my opinion. Just in my opinion. But I think that also, if you're not really, into turkey and you're not like, dying to have it, like how often do you actually eat turkey for you to have this trash opinion? I'm being completely honest. Like, how often do you have turkey where you're like, ugh, I hate it? Because I think if you have it like once every year at Thanksgiving as a American tradition, it shouldn't really piss you off that much that you're going to be eating it. I'll be completely honest. Like, I don't think that people should be complaining that much when it comes to eating turkey once a year. You don't need to make your goal line stance every single time this comes up. Every single time that this holiday, that this American tradition comes up of us consuming a beautiful bird at the dinner table, and make it your entire existence to shit on turkey. I don't think that that's good. I don't think that's fair. I think that person is just mad or upset or sad that they have to eat turkey every year. But you know what? I think the majority of the people in this country that do celebrate Thanksgiving like turkey. I do. I think that the people who say that they hate turkey should be met with absolute criticism from the people that do like turkey. Like, if the people who don't like turkey get to say, I hate turkey, I don't like it, I won't eat it, I should be able to come back and say, you're wrong, I love it, it's delicious, get out of here. Like, just go. We don't want you here. By the way, if you hear anything in the background, I'm sorry, but I told you this is for the people, so I've had to make some adjustments to where I record and the situations that are happening outside the studio right now. So if you can hear things that are not my voice, I apologize. But as I was saying, we should be able to meet the anti-turkey, terrorizers with pro-turkey protests. We should be able to do that. We should be able to meet them on the fronts, and normally this front is social media. If they're going to tweet out or X post a I hate turkey and it gets 100, not 100, but thousands of likes and reposts, then I should be able to support the people who do like turkey and help them out, because that is the beauty of democracy. Now, I know that this is not a political show, but in terms of turkey and the love of it, I can't let it sit by. I can't let the hatred of turkey just go unchecked. It must be met with extreme criticism. And I've said that about a lot of things, that you can't just let these guys, these people who hate turkey, walk all over your feed. That you just can't. And, you know, you look at these accounts too, they're just bums. They're all bum accounts. They have like 2 followers. You know, they strike gold. The account's been alive for like maybe 4 days just to get ready to start an online war against Turkey and against Thanksgiving. Well, you know what? I will not let that happen. The sole purpose of this account is anti-Thanksgiving, and I will not let it stand. I will not let that stand. So I think that it is in complete fairness that I, a pro-turkey supporter, a pro-turkey eater on Thanksgiving, should have the absolute right to voice pro-turkey against the people who are anti-turkey. I think that's healthy democracy. I think that's healthy society. That, hey, you know what? I don't like what you're saying, so I'm going to say this because I like that, you know? I just think that turkey gets disrespected year after year after year, and we just kind of let these guys run amok. Let these anti-turkey people just run amok. It cannot stand. I'm sorry, but this is the year where we fight back. Well, not actually fight, but like where we say, no, turkey is good. Holding a fist above your head, turkey is good. And just keep saying that, you know. I mean, really, there ain't much you can do, you know. I guess you can just say, the best thing I think you could say is if you got a person that comes to your Thanksgiving dinner and is, you know, kind of a loser, you know, doesn't like turkey, and is like, I don't like this holiday. I don't even know why I'm here. I don't even like turkey. Why do we even do this? This is stupid. The best thing that I think that you can do is not really say too much. Maybe say, I love turkey, and eat more of it. Because if that person's not going to eat turkey, the more for you. The more for you, and the more for the people that do love turkey. So at the end of the day, the turkey lovers win. We win. Every single time we win. Because the people who don't eat turkey leave more for the people who do like to eat turkey. So at the end of the day, you know, pro-turkey wins every single year. But I mean, anti-turkey does think that they win. They don't win. They might have support. They might be strong in the battle. You know, they might win the battle, but they will not win the war. Turkey will prevail. Gonna move into some entertainment news this week. Pretty big announcement that came out in the nerd world, in the world of Star Wars and people who care about that shit, which is me. To an extent, though, I don't really care as much as I used to, but I do care about the property. I do have seen the most recent shows that they have put out, whether good, bad, or, you know, excellent. And there's not many that have been excellent, but there is, you know, a few that have been pretty good. Also, some that have been pretty bad. I'm pretty sure I've seen every single Star Wars TV show that they have put out, and movie, of course. But I've been, you know, this news that broke out yesterday, actually 2 days ago, is that Dave Filoni will be taking command of the creative lead of Star Wars at Lucasfilm. Who is Dave Filoni, you might ask? Well, Dave Filoni is one of the creators of the show The Clone Wars back in, I believe when it came out was in 2006, I think. Animated TV show that first started out on Cartoon Network, which saw very harsh criticisms for the first season and even their first movie that they came out with. And then became a pretty much fan favorite after that. The episodes got better, the writing was strong, George Lucas was involved, and it was like, hey, you know what? we didn't think that we needed to see any information or any stories or anything that happened in between episode 2 and episode 3, but goddamn, this is so good. And you know what? I totally agree. I love the Clone Wars, and I love what this guy, Dave Filoni, has been doing with George Lucas. And like I said, that's where he really truly began his Star Wars rise to fame. Now, he was a writer, animator, producer on these Clone Wars TV shows. He did Rebels. He has directed, written, produced episodes of The Mandalorian. I believe Boba Fett as well. I don't know if he was on the Obi-Wan show. If he wasn't, that's a big mistake. And he was also a part, well, he just solely wrote, directed, and produced the Ahsoka TV show, which is, one of the better shows that they've created, if I'm being completely honest. And now the news is that he is being promoted to creative lead of Lucasfilm. First of all, this has been long overdue. I think that, the people that see what, has been going on with Star Wars, what has been going on with that property, and how, Kathleen Kennedy, the person who is in charge of that property, has been, very inconsistent of what they're trying to create and what they want to put out. For example, they will do some pretty damn good shows. Like she will produce and put out, good shows like Mandalorian Season 2, Ahsoka, and also put out Obi-Wan, and also put out The Rise of Skywalker, while also putting out Andor. So it's very inconsistent, and if you've been following the news of what's, supposed to be coming out from that studio in terms of TV show and movies, they've been pretty damn quiet about movies that they put out. They haven't had a Star Wars movie in theaters since December 2019, when the awful Rise of Skywalker came out. There really hasn't been much to talk about when it comes to feature films that are in Star Wars. It's been something that we have not been able to process, we have not been able to talk about, we haven't even been able to see. All we have is concepts, movies that have been announced that we think will stick. We don't know. They might all be destroyed. We also don't know. But really, this is good news. This overall is good news that Dave Filoni is stepping in, because we all kind of, at least Star Wars fans, including myself, who, has fallen from the grace of Star Wars. I used to be a massive fan. Now I'm a filthy casual. I kind of check in here or there. It's like I want them to do well, but after them betraying me so much, it's hard for me to be like fully back in. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it's like a team you follow. A team that, a sports team. You do well, you make some good decisions, you make good trades, you pick up some good players, you have some success, you're happy. You're very, very happy. You're like, yeah, let's get it. Nothing can stop us. We're good. And then you hire people that, don't really know what they're doing, make some pretty poor decisions, sign some stupid players, make some bad trades, and then lose games, and then, break your heart. And then it's like, ugh, you have disrespected me on a level that you can't even understand. That's kind of where Star Wars is at with me. It's had some good recently, but the bad is bad. The bad is very, very bad. The bad is almost like soils the entire property of how bad it is. They have tried to make good. They even brought back Hayden Christensen to play Anakin Skywalker, and even that does not satisfy these fans. So what will? What could unite all these cringe-ass nerds to liking Star Wars unitedly? Nothing. Not even this Dave Filoni signing, because we need results. If we don't see things that we like, we're not going to be for you. It's hard. It's very hard, because I feel like the brand of Star Wars has multiplied, and not multiplied, but it has it's evolved so much within the past 10 years. I wouldn't even say 10. I would say the past 8 years. Pretty sure it's going to be soon to be 8 years since The Force Awakens came out in theaters. That's kind of crazy. That's been a while, to think about that. The Force Awakens is going to be 8 years old. Came out in 2015. That's insane. That almost makes you look back and it's where were you 8 years ago? Well, I was being a nerd. I was was in line to watch that film, and I absolutely 100% hand to God when I first saw it loved that film. Now, I can't say that anymore because the trilogy ruined it. The trilogy ruined the whole thing. That movie is greatly paced, but it leads to nothing. And then it's just a big trilogy of nada, nothing. Nothing happened, nothing to care about, whatever. That's it. So, hopefully with this guy, knowing the property, knowing the story, knowing the themes, knowing the characters, knowing the vision, hopefully that they have they can get a vision of where they want to go with these stories that are coming out. Is he going to be cutting some of the things that they're currently working on? Are they going to be, doing that? Are they going to be saying, you know what? We thought about that, but maybe not. Not where I want to go. Because now it seems he's going to be making the decisions of what's going to be happening, or what's, at least the guidelines of what's going to be happening in these properties and in these TV shows and movies, possibly in the future. It's whoa, what are we doing with this? How do we, what are we trying to tell here? Because that is such a freaking, now that I think about it, it is such a tough job. Because if you think about it, man, the whole thing that we care about in Star Wars, and let's be honest, is that Skywalker family, bro. Luke, Leia, Anakin, Han, Obi-Wan, those are the boys. Those are the guys. Those are the people that we care about, that we resonate with, that we want to see more of. Well, guess what? They're all gone. They're all gone. The only way that you can tell stories about those guys is if you go back in time, or you make prequels, or you make things that tie in from one movie or show to another. That's how you do it. Well, I don't think that, there's much to tell that's big picture things when all the big picture things happen in the films. There's really not much that you can do with those characters and those timelines. There's really not. If you look at how much the current Star Wars TV show verse, the Mandoverse, is banking on the time period between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens, dude, it is milking that time period. It is milking it. One, because I don't think that Lucasfilm, let's be honest, I don't think that they want to revisit that period of Rey Skywalker. I think that they don't want to, because I think that once you do go back to that time period, you might get pushed back from fans. If I'm being honest, I think that if you dare to go back to that time period, you're going to get a lot of hate. You're going to get a lot of, this is bullshit. What is this? Now, of course, I think that if they do that, they will wait much, much, much longer before they even step their toes back into that mess of a time period. Because let's be honest, in that time period, you did a cardinal sin. A cardinal sin. What was that? What was the sin that you did? You hyped up Snoke to be the big, big bad guy. And what ended up being the bad guy? What ended up being the big bad guy? Emperor Palpatine. You kind of shot yourself in the foot there. Because let's just talk about that. The fact that these fuckers actually brought back Emperor Palpatine, I mean, is just absolutely unforgivable. I honestly cannot think of a more sinful thing to do in film, in art, in entertainment, than to bring back a character that just exploded 30 years before the events of these movies, and saying he was behind it all along. Oh, hell. Just think about it. Just think that they actually made a movie where this dude came back to life and was the big bad guy of the new trilogy. And Rey was related to him. What the fuck? What in the actual fuck? And then what came before that? What was in The Force Awakens? What was in The Last Jedi? Nothing to actually bridge that. Nothing. It's actually... the more I think about it, and I've said this before on this podcast, the more that I think about that trilogy, I can't even believe that it was made. I can't believe that they were able to make that heaping pile of garbage. I can't. But anywho, I mean, this guy is going to be coming into a creative position to hopefully steer Star Wars into a pretty decent future. Now, what does that mean? How long is this going to take? Well, dude, I think that this is going to take years upon years upon years to even see the effects of what this dude is going to bring. I think that, let's be honest, they might scrap all the things that they already have coming up in the pipe. I think that means that the Taika Waititi film should be blown up. I don't want to see that dude's film. I truly don't want to see that guy's film. After what that dude did to Thor Love and Thunder, I think that he should not be around a franchise where people care about, where people actually, care about the characters, and have that Grim Reaper around to kill characters that they love and make them a laughing stock, which, I like in original films. I prefer that in original films, but not with ones that actually, have sold you tickets and sold you merchandise, sold you toys. Like, you can't do that. Come on, that's bad business. That's bad business, Disney. That's bad business. I think that you should know better than to have someone who actually destroys business moneymakers. I mean, you destroyed Luke Skywalker, which you almost destroyed Boba Fett. You kind of destroyed Obi-Wan a little bit. Like, what's going on there? Come on. I think that they should be careful who they hire to direct these projects. I'm being completely honest. I don't know, like, how this guy is gonna, look through these people. I was gonna vet them, be like, what do you like about this character? What do you like about this thing? What do you like about this era? And how? And are you the right person for the job to complete this? I hope that he picks the right people. I hope he picks the right stories to tell. Because if I'm being completely honest, as much as I enjoyed the show, I did not give two shits to see a TV show about Andor. I didn't give two shits before, and I liked the show. I do like the show. But I did not give two goddamn shits to see that goddamn show. No one did. No one was like, I need an Andor show. I need an Andor show. No one was doing that. No one was SpongeBob needing water for Andor. Nobody. Absolutely zero people wanted that. And then they announced it like, oh, interesting. What's this all about? And we watched it. And I liked it. Some people did not like it. Some people did not like it a lot, which is fine. But is Dave Filoni going to have the same type of view, like the diverse view of what kind of content we're going to have out there? Andor almost feels 0% of Star Wars. 0%. While as Ahsoka feels 100% Star Wars, whereas Obi-Wan tries very hard to be Star Wars, but can't really get it. Mandalorian does. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. If I'm being honest, and I will leave it at this, I don't know when any of these things are going to happen. When these projects that have been announced, are they going to be fulfilled? Will they be completed? I don't know. Will they even happen? I don't know. Is there a possibility that they may not get made? They might not be moving forward? Probably yes. So I don't know. Well, I guess we'll just have to see what comes out. What's going to happen. You know what I would like, though? What I would actually love? Now, this might be a retread. This might actually, because honestly, we all claim that we want new things. We all want new stuff. We know we want new stories. But after seeing those scenes in Ahsoka of live-action Clone Wars with clone troopers fighting alongside Hayden Christensen's live-action Anakin Skywalker, that was pretty tight. Like, I would not mind seeing a live-action depiction of the Clone Wars. I would not mind with Hayden Christensen back as Anakin Skywalker. Like, that might be pretty cool. If I'm going to be completely honest, like, that would be really, really cool. I would not mind that. Would it be a retread? Would it have been something that we've seen before? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Would it be cool? Absolutely. Absolutely. That would be so cool. Oh my God. I can't think of one thing that I would like would just be like so like 100% into see. Like, that's the thing. Like, they know the Disney knows the characters that are 100% I'm there. They know that there's characters like Obi-Wan Kenobi, like, oh my God, I'm there. I'm there. Ahsoka, I'll be there. Mando, maybe. Boba, yeah, I don't know. These other things that they're coming out with, Skeleton Crew, fuck no. Andor, Like, you have Hayden Christensen back as Anakin Skywalker, that is I'm there. 100%. Come on, Disney. You know what we want. Stop fooling around. Quit playing games. You're trying to make money, right? Come on. You need money. You're cutting, streaming. You're putting your some of your properties on other streaming platforms. You need a hit. Marvel's shit. Come on. What are you doing? Like I said that before, there were reports of, bringing back Iron Man, bringing back Robert Downey Jr. You need this. You need money. Come on, make an Anakin Skywalker TV show. Make a good Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show. Actually have Liam Neeson in the goddamn show. What the fuck was that shit in Obi-Wan Kenobi? I wanted to cry of how little he was in that show. And he's pretty much teased in the first scene of the movie. Unbelievable. But you know what? We can only hope. We can only hope that we'll actually get some good stuff, because we don't know. We don't know. We don't know what's coming out. A Ray Skywalker movie. Ray Skywalker? What? Are you serious? Are you serious? I don't know. All right, moving on. Something actually came about that actually, that, I actually kind of agree with. And I was not surprised about this. Actually, I was very surprised. I was very surprised that this happened. One of my mentors, one of my idols, well, not mentor, but one of my idols, one of the people that I look up to when I started this type of podcast, when I was molded by sports debate, when I was molded by passionate opinions, and feeling and believing that what I was saying was correct, which I do every day. I believe that every single day. Stephen A. Smith, who I love. I love Stephen A. Smith. If you don't know who Stephen A. Smith is, you should go check him out. He's a sports commentator, pundit on ESPN. He has a show called First Take. You ever heard of it? Check it out. He had the GOAT, Tom Brady, on his Stephen A. Smith Show podcast. And I have been a listener of the Stephen A. Smith Show for a while. Here and there, sometimes I'm busy, sometimes I got other things to listen to, so I don't normally catch all of his episodes as I should. But he had Tom Brady on his podcast this week. And on this podcast, Tom Brady kind of let loose, kind of went off on the modern NFL. And he said on Stephen A. Smith's podcast that the NFL at the moment is mediocre. And, when I saw that, when I heard that, I'm thinking to myself, like, Now, how does he see it this way? Like, what do you mean by it's mediocre? And he was going through different reasons, like the rule changes, the way they're not developing players very well. You can't hit anyone. You can't hit. They're not teaching the fundamentals. That's why, obviously the younger players don't develop as well, which I can totally see. I can totally point that out. He's right about that. He's completely right, because there is an actual example that has happened this year. And it is the quarterbacks. We have had so many injured quarterbacks in this season. So many. Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow, Deshaun Watson, Anthony Richardson. There's more. Kirk Cousins. The one that really sticks out to me, when Tom Brady's talking about development of players, developing them, getting them to develop into a quarterback that is fit to play in the National Football League, the NFL. You made it. You have made it to the NFL. You are good enough to be an NFL quarterback. Yes, you were good in college, but this ain't college no more. You're in the NFL. You are playing against grown men. You're playing against grown-ass men who have families, who need paychecks, who have houses, who have friends and family that they take care of, that depend on those paychecks. They're going to play their ass off to get these incentives, to get their paychecks, to stay on the team, to keep their job. And their job is to play football. And if they're defense, they're going to play to hit you, to tackle you, to sack you. Now, how does this bring me back to Anthony Richardson? Well, when he says develop, I look at what happened with the Colts, and I look at what happened with the usage of Anthony Richardson, because let's be honest, okay? Anthony Richardson is going to run the plays and call the plays that his coaches, coordinators tell him to run. That's the part of the job of being a quarterback. You are essentially the tool that is used to complete these plays. And who has the plays? The coaches and the coordinators have the plays. Mainly the coordinators. And the coach is like, yeah, go with that. But the coordinator's like, I got this in my head. We can do this. We got this. Now, what I'm thinking is that the coordinator of the Colts, or maybe that coach, I'm not too sure who was the one calling the shots. It might have been the coordinator, or the head coach. Whoever is dialing up all these running plays for Anthony Richardson, yes, I know that he is mobile. He can run. He's a freak at it. He's so fast. He's so strong. Did they forget? Did they actually forget that this man is going to be going up against NFL defenses? I was shocked to be watching when Anthony Richardson, I was watching the game when he got hit, when he got injured. And I was watching it prior to the prior games. Like, this dude is getting beat up quite a bit. Like, this guy should not be getting this beat up this many times. This should not be allowed. Like, what is going on? And I think it's because the coaching is not good right now either. It's not. Like, Tom Brady made that also. Made that a point as well. The coaching is not very good at the moment in the NFL. I'll be serious. I'll be dead honest. Like, there's not that many coaches that are coaching these teams well, and you can see it. You can see when you see it's all about body language. It's about body language. When you see, and he might be also saying this because, he's also an owner of the Raiders. His last coach was Josh McDaniels, who, I think everybody could have seen. Even if you were not a Raiders fan, not really paying attention to the Raiders, you could tell that dude, Josh McDaniels, had no idea what the guy was doing and knew that nobody on the team liked him. You could tell. But it was his job. He was supposed to do that. That's what he's being paid for, right? That's his job, of course. And he's right about that. The coaching is bad, not just with him, but all these other players, and not players, but all these other coaches on these other teams that are not, I think, managing or coaching these teams right. Like, I'm looking at Ron Rivera. I'm looking at Frank Reich. I'm looking at the dude on the Bears, Matt Eberflus. Like, listen, like, I know you guys made it up into the league, but I'll be honest, like, and I know you don't have the best teams, but you still have NFL caliber players. Like, these are NFL players. Like, they know that they're pretty good. They know that they're good, but I think the problem is that you are not coaching them and motivating them enough to bring out their star caliber player, the star caliber athleticism, performance. It's not coming out. It's not working here. And, I think that it mainly is, on the coaches. I'm usually a player first type of person when it comes to this stuff because, I'm for the people. Always have been, always will be. But I think that, when it comes to the coaches in the NFL, what is your job to do? Your job is to motivate the men to play football, to play good football, to want to win for you and the team. And if you can't do that, then you're not a good coach. And this has just been, it's almost like it's boiling over to us as fans who, we're fans, right? We watch football, but we're not supposed to know too much about it. Let's be honest. We're not supposed to know what is going on. We're not supposed to see the emotion. We're not supposed to see all the nitty-gritty of what's going on. Clearly, last week, we were not supposed to know that Joe Burrow had a weird-ass wrist brace on his wrist, before he got injured. We weren't supposed to know that. That was a video from the Bengals X account that was deleted. We weren't supposed to know. We weren't supposed to know that he was injured. There's a lot of things that they don't want the fans to know. And there's a lot that we do know. And what we do know is what we can see on the field, on the TV, is that some of these coaches just should not be in the position that they are in. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know. It's sad. It truly is sad. He's right about that, though. He's right. The coaches have gotten so lazy. The coaches have gotten lazy, and they don't know how to develop their players. Like I've said, Anthony Richardson, prime example. That dude should not have had a season-ending injury in week 5. I think it was week 5, maybe week 4. He should not have had that. The fact that his coaches put him in that position to get that injury is criminal. That should not be happening. Why did that happen? Why did they not prepare him more for these NFL defenses? Why did they not say, hey, we know you like to run. That's cool. But these are big boys. These boys are trying to hurt you. These boys are playing for their families, not just to show off in college. Come on. I mean, that to me, those points that he made, mediocrity, being undeveloped players, rules that just make it insane to play. Coaching, bad coaching. Those are some 3 main points that he was saying, and I agree with all of them. I really, really do. And, the rules too. The rules, let's be honest, man. I mean, it is so hard. It is hard to play defense in the NFL. It is so hard to play that position in the NFL. I almost look at the people who play defense in the NFL and be like, dude, good luck. Good luck. Because all the rules, if you look at it, and this is also a thing that where if you don't look at it carefully, you will notice that there's some fuckery going on. The rules are heavily catered to offense. Why would they be? Because the league wants to increase scoring. They think that scoring points is the only way that they can maintain their viewership. And in some cases, they might be right. I'll be honest. I think that also the fact that the rules are kind of skewed more for offensive players is, kind of something that does benefit it a little bit, because we do have some games that are absolute stinkers that we can't stand, which is, yeah, it's fine. But I don't think that the ratings are bad either. I think that the ratings for these NFL games are not doing bad. I think it's just people love watching football. Whether it be, bad or mediocre, that also comes down to the players. That comes down to not just the players, but the coaching of those players. Like there's always a root of a problem, right? Why is scoring bad? Well, why don't we just change the rules to make sure that, you can't play defense? Excuse me, then why even have 11 men on, or 11 defenders? Why even have a defense? Why? The root of the problem is what Tom Brady was saying in this interview, is that coaching is not very good, and that the development of players is not very good. That, I think, is the problem. I think it is actually coaching. That's got to be the problem. That has to be. I mean, he also alluded to the like I said, the rules, and the players are just not as disciplined because they can just, play the rules and be like, oh, I don't have to do this because the rule says. Well, that just kind of makes the player not as bad and not as good as they used to be. I mean, dude, I can't tell you how much we see dropped balls nowadays. I remember back in 2010, 2012, you would rarely see players drop a football, drop a pass. Now, it happens so much, so often. Players looking ahead before they even catch the ball. It's disgusting. It's so bad. That's something that needs to be coached more and more and more, because that is one thing that I think that, is like he said in the interview, is a bad habit. Why does that keep happening? How many times do we see, at least from one game, where a receiver will not even catch the ball yet and begin to go run down the field? It happens almost every goddamn game. And that, that contributes to all the drop balls that we see now. That I remember back then we never used to see that many drop balls. I mean, come on. He's right about that. He's completely right. He's right about everything that he said about that in that interview. Everything. And I agree. It's atrocious. And, like I said, I mean, he's hyper critical about it. He probably doesn't watch as many games as I do. I'm kind of, just a football junkie, so I'll just watch them all. But I do see his points, and he's right. It does make it kind of a not a very good game to watch when you got players that are underdeveloped, not coached well, and don't really, know the rules that are always changing, and kind of make those bad habits, like he said, and just, benefit from the rules. I mean, that's just my opinion, but, I think he's right. I really do think that he's right in what he said in that interview. I do. Last thing, though, before I go, I just want to take this time to say that I am thankful for all of you people out there, all over the globe, the country, wherever you may be, that listen to this show week in and week out. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. It means a lot. It means a lot to me when I see that people actually listen, when people post it, when people tell me things about it, when people hit me up and say, hey, I like what you said, or you said this, that was cool, or I don't agree with you on that, which is what I get the most of. The most I get is I don't agree with you on this, which is fine. You don't have to agree with me on anything, but at least you give me a little bit of interaction. You give me a little bit of feedback. I love that. I really do love that. And it makes me want to keep doing it. It makes me keep going. It makes me kind of push a little bit more. Makes me, I don't necessarily want to start arguments. I don't, but, I'm going to say what I think. That whole rant about, Star Wars and saying, like, why are they making these stupid ass shows about stupid people that we don't care about? Well, that's just a fact. Why? I mean, you're a business. Why are you not making stuff about Anakin Skywalker? Why are you not making stuff about Luke, Obi-Wan? That's actually good. Like, what are we doing here? What is this Rey Skywalker shit? Huh? I think that it's important to be able to voice opinions on things that I enjoy to voice opinions on, like movies, TV, sports, funny things, internet things, trends, holidays. I mean, Jesus Christ, I just went on an entire rant about turkey and why people, should like turkey. And the people that, don't like it are actually losers because they don't get to have any turkey. I'm thankful that I'm able to do that on this platform that I have, created. I'm on episode, 146, 145 now? I don't even know which one it is at the moment. But I've been doing this for a long time. More than 2 years. And I've been podcasting since 2019. I think it was 2019 or maybe 2018. I can't remember. But I've been podcasting for a long time. I know my way around. I think I do, at least. I think I know my way around, but I'm, thankful for the people that, that I've been able to, capture, not capture, but attain with the podcast that I do. I really am thankful for that. Thankful for the people that listen. Thankful for the people that are in my life. Thankful for my family, my friends, all the people that surround me, that we laugh, that we have fun, and we get mad at each other sometimes. We can get on someone's nerves. I get on a lot of people's nerves, with things I say. I don't mean to make anybody mad. I really don't. I just go for I just go for it sometimes. I go for it. You know what? I can understand if I kind of, rustle some jimmies or rustle somebody's feathers. I really do. I understand that. I understand that that could be, problematic sometimes. But you know what? I'm somebody who likes to speak their mind, say what's in their head, because I think that ultimately that's healthy. But it's also healthy that you can also have a civil dialogue of what people are thinking about and what is going on in somebody's head. That's to me, that's something that's so important to humanity. And then I think that I'm sparking that when people listen to this and they hear like, oh, he thinks this, or oh, he thinks that. Yeah. I mean, I'm a person. I'm not a robot. I don't think in a beehive or anthill type mentality with one common interest, one common goal, and one common this. Like, it's just not, I don't know. It's just not my thing. Not my thing. Never has really been my thing. So I just want to, appreciate, give thanks to all the people that listen to the show, that have fun with it, that know it's for fun, that I'm not trying to, be a beacon. I'm not trying to be like a figure, like, what would Alex do? Like, no, that's not really my intention of the show. It's just to, voice some opinions and have some fun with it, But yeah, I just want to say thank you for everything, thank you all for everything. Thank you for listening. And happy Thanksgiving, And before I go, though, I do want to give my traditional sound off. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Remember, you can find this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube at Intelligent Moron with Alex Silva. Remember, episodes drop every Thursday morning, including today, Thanksgiving. By the way, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And I will see you guys next week. Happy Thanksgiving.